is not all it's quacked up to be. Waste is an inevitable part of our everyday lives, but that doesn't mean it has to be a part of our environment. I'm Stephanie Tucker, and welcome to EcoVision. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the ways, both big and small, that we can all manage waste in Newfoundland and Labrador. We're checking out composting initiatives, recycling, shoreline cleanups, and even ducks. But first, let's talk a little bit more about Conservation Corps Newfoundland and Labrador, the folks with the EcoVision.
Conservation Corps Newfoundland and Labrador is a not-for-profit organization dedicated to providing youth with training and employment in environmental and cultural heritage conservation.
It won't happen overnight, change won't happen fast, but we have to learn a lesson from mistakes made in the past. If we want to make a difference, join our club today. Together, we can change the world. That's the only way.
It inspires all of us because we get this group of people to come in who are passionate about environment, passionate about what they're doing, and they really want to make a difference. And I like to think that it gets everybody fired up within the community and excited about some of the stuff that we're going to do.
So our project this summer was a population estimate with the green crab. We did it in the Port Hyman area. So our first week at our project, we caught over 2,000 green crab and we tagged them with GFO's help. We released those crab and then the following weeks we just caught them and recorded if they were tagged or not. So our overall goal is to get a population estimate of the Port Hyman area.
Did you plant your trees yourself?
Yes.
Is it fun? Do you like planting trees?
I love it!
I would say that what I most take away from this project is the experience of working as a leader. Well, I definitely feel that I'm a lot more confident about myself.
I want to go on to do environmental science for my master's degree in university, and with this project it's really hands-on experience for environmental issues that I will be hopefully researching for my master's and maybe my PhD in the future.
We were lucky enough to be able to do the Growing Through the Ages program, where the students worked with seniors in the community to plant flower boxes. And the seniors at the home had a wonderful time working with the students, and they really formed some good relationships there.
I know there's an environmental footprint that should be also left, but it's a people footprint and a mentoring footprint that comes far deeper. The trenches is left for many more to walk in, and that to me is always the win of it all, is to watch the kids in our program that are age 7 to 12 be able to look out and see these kids working. That's infectious. These kids are, quite frankly, are going to be young heroes to some of the other young kids that can follow in their footsteps. So it's a small project made big by little impacts along the way.
Conservation Corps Newfoundland and Labrador's Green Team program employs youth on environmental and cultural projects every summer. The 2015 Portugal Cove-St. Phillips Green Team worked with the community to take waste reduction into their own hands and be a part of the change.
This summer, the Green Team has partnered with the town of Portugal, Cove-St. to help plan the new program for the waste management and recycling in the town. We have designed and conducted a survey door-to-door and online to get the town's feedback and try to come up with a few solutions of how we can revise this program.
Sometimes when we're going door to door, some people aren't home, so we design these little door knockers that they have the website on it, so that people can go onto the website and do the survey online. On the back there's also some green facts to help raise more awareness about some of the issues about waste management.
We're also going to be doing a waste audit with MMSB, and we've also been going on garbage trucks and recycling trucks just to see how much people are throwing out and recycling.
When we join the garbage collectors, we count how many bags of garbage there are for the run that they have that day, and then we kind of just tabulate that with how many houses and how many people there are, and then kind of find a range of how many per house.
It was a really eye-opening experience to get that behind-the-scenes look at the waste management and seeing just how much waste is produced. And we also got to go to the dump and just seeing how much recycling is actually still in the garbage, and we need to help change that.
My name is Jeff Lawler. I'm the Director of Economic Development and Marketing Communications with the town of Portugal, Cove-St. These green teams are a great opportunity for any community or any group really, or any organization to be able to move forward with some of those environmental projects. And it inspires all of us because we get this group of people to come in who are passionate about environment, passionate about what they're doing, and they really want to make a difference. And I like to think that it gets everybody fired up within the community and excited about some of the stuff that we're going to do.
Conservation Corps is awesome. I'm really happy to have gotten this experience, and I would recommend it to any young people looking for some more interesting employment experience in the summertime.
It's so great to see the town of Portugal Cove-St. leading the way to be a part of the change. But did you ever wonder, where does all that recycling really go? We visited Norris Arm in central Newfoundland, home of a state-of-the-art waste management facility, to find out.
Hi, my name is Ed Evans. I'm Chief Administration Officer here at Central Newfoundland Waste Management. We are established under the Provincial Regional Service Board Act to come in to look after regional waste management systems. So we look after the central Newfoundland area. Boundaries are from Bucklands, Badger, over to the east to Terra Nova National Park, and north to Twillingate and Fogawala. So we have about 71,000 people, 31,000 households that we look after for disposal and collection services with waste management. So the resident puts their garbage out in central Newfoundland in two different bags. The blue bag obviously is recyclable, and we use a clear bag for the garbage stream. The clear bag gives the collector an opportunity to see what they're grabbing hold to. And the bonus would be is that people will not be hoarding recyclable materials in clear bags. In the area of diversion, we're very pleased to have a material recovery facility up and operational. We right now, from the curbside collection programs for garbage, we're diverting about 20% of garbage into the blue bag, the blue recyclable bag. I try to simplify it, and we take two products. We take fiber and we take containers. Your fiber will be your cardboard boxes. It would be your newsprint. It will be your books with the hard covers taken off. Paper products is not shredded. We can recycle old newspapers, flyers, and things of that, and all cardboard. On the container side, we have your plastics, your water bottles, and things like that. We have your aluminums, your pop cans, and things like that we can take here. We can also take a certain amount of plastics, lids and tubs and things like that. So your big plastics, like your dish detergent, plastic bottles and things like that. And, so we can handle the plastics, the cardboards, the aluminums, and the tins. So And these materials all are baled in their own shape and in their own form. So all the aluminums will go to an aluminum recycling plant, all the tin will go to one, all the cardboards will go to another place. So we're putting out probably about 10 different products. We're sending that material back to be reused in places throughout Atlantic Canada. And it does bring a certain level of revenue back to offset the cost of operations here at Waste Management. So we're cleaning up the environment, we're putting the material in its right place, and we're sending it to marketplace so that it will give an opportunity for reuse in the world. We also do other diversions. We're involved with the electronic waste recycling program. We're involved with the recycling of used paints. So we're trying to put products back into reuse as opposed to end of life, which comes with burial. We're also handling a lot of the residential hazardous waste materials, and we do a great job there on keeping that out of our environment, helping to keep our lands and our waterways cleaner and safer. We also do diversions, help with the diversions of the tar program through MMSB. We divert all the metals, all goes back to a marketplace and to be reused. So our diversionary rate overall is probably up around 22–23%, but we are striving to try and reach that 50% diversion before 2020. In the blue bag, we have a couple of challenges from the general public. We get a lot of glass in the blue bag, and glass is not recyclable at this facility. A number of glass products are available for recycling through the green depots operated throughout the province, and I think there's 12 or 15 in Central. But we don't need to have the glass put into the blue bag because it actually becomes a contaminant. Styrofoam is not recyclable. Plush toys are not recyclable. Clothing is not recyclable. I think with stuffed toys and clothing, you can go through different volunteer organizations that will generously accept donations of clothing and toys and things, and stuffed toys. But it's not a product that we recycle here. Some other products would be, because metals are recyclable, some people will take their frying pans and their kettles and their toasters and put it into the blue bag. That's not where it should go. Now, we do pick that stuff off and we put that to the proper metal container or to the proper recycling area, but it doesn't belong in the blue recyclable bag. It should go in, if you're going to discard something like that, it should go into either the clear bag, the garbage bag, or it could be brought here to site. And fees for metals and residential household hazardous waste, there's no fees for that here. We want to see that stuff kept out of the woods, off the woods roads, and into a recognised modern waste management system that we operate here in Central Newfoundland. So we've cleaned up the environment closer to the local dump sites. We have a state-of-the-art facility here that makes sure that materials are put in the proper places. And of course, a big piece of that was the diversion of the blue recyclable materials through the facility. So we actually treat the material that oozes out from our garbage. So this is the area where we take care of our environment. This is where the leachate from the Lawn landfill comes to, and it's our leachate control and treatment facility. And the green area that you're looking at is an ABIDA system, which is state-of-the-art for treating such products as septic. And here in Central Newfoundland, we use it for treatment of the leachate. The ABIDA system itself takes care of any bacteria and biological issues that are found in the leachate, and it also takes care of all the base metals so that we clean that fluid up before we release it back into the environment. So at the end of the day, here in Central Newfoundland, 20% of our residential waste is now going through this facility, and obviously some other products are going out through other waste streams, but we are doing a better job. of trying to make this province that we love so much a much cleaner and safer place to live for our future generations.
Who knew recycling could be so high-tech? But sadly, not all of our waste winds up in these facilities, and some of it ends up in our environment as litter. The St. Albans Green Team, in partnership with NIA and Newfoundland Labrador Hydro, are tackling this problem head-on with their Shoreline cleanup project.
My name is Matthew Kendall. I'm the team leader of the Newfoundland Aquaculture Industry Association Green Team in St. Albans.
I'm Stacey Burke.
I'm Matthew Murphy.
My name is Julie Young. I live in St. Albans and I'm a member of the NIA and Newfoundland Hydro Green Team.
Our Green Team project is a lot of shoreline cleanups. We go around to different communities and organize with the communities cleanups that span a couple kilometers of shoreline.
I think the cleanups actually have a really big impact, especially when we get the kids out, because they learn like, okay, I'm not supposed to litter. Even if I don't litter on the beach, it could end up on the beach because of those currents and water flow. So I think it just really shows everyone in the area that marine debris is a big problem in Newfoundland, and it's up to us to really fix that, to improve ourselves and make sure that we're not harming the environment as much. So it's really great to get out there and educate everyone.
I think it's definitely something that helps our community as a whole, because it kind of makes us like appreciate the environment and kind of like gets us out there and involved.
Cleanup tips that I would have, definitely if you're going to the beach for any kind of recreational activity, bring your own garbage bag and then bring it home with you, because I know a lot of the beaches, as much as we'd like them to, don't have garbage boxes, don't have these public garbage bags. So if you bring your own garbage bag and you take everything in it and you bring it home and you dispose of it, that's something that really makes a difference.
I've just graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Geography, and I'm considering going into education in the future. So being able to talk to industry professionals as well as youth about something as important as conservation is a very valuable experience for me for the future. As another part of our project, we're working with NL Hydro on a bat box project.
Newfoundland Hydro is doing some renovations on some of their buildings, which may disturb some bats that are roosting there.
And they're afraid that the renovations are going to hurt the bats' habitat. So we are going to build some bat boxes to provide a new habitat for these bats.
And so the purpose of the bat boxes is to provide the bats with an alternative shelter.
So they don't lose their home and they can continue to thrive in the Bay d'Espoir area.
So once we've constructed our bat boxes, they'll replace this building as their shelter.
Well, I'm really passionate about the environment, and I really think it's important to help protect the environment because, I mean, this is what we have. This is what we want our kids to have. This is what we want our grandkids to have. I want my children to be able to grow up in a world where they can go outside and play, and they can go camping like I go camping, and they can do all these things. I feel like the environment is the biggest thing that we leave future generations, so preserving this is so important.
And I think like it's definitely something I would like to do again, because I really love the environment. I like being outside and I like being like surrounded by other people, so it's definitely something I would like to do in the future.
I would definitely encourage other youth to get involved with the Conservation Corps. I'm loving my summer. It's been really fun.
Great job, team. Way to make a positive difference in the environment for your community. You know who else does a great job protecting the environment? Munn Botanical Garden. Munn Botanical Garden is known for having some of the best soil on the island. We went there to chat with Madden about how you can turn your leftovers into your garden's main course.
My name is Madden. I'm the Education Coordinator at Munn Botanical Garden. The The garden was actually created in 1971 by MUN Biology Department, and it was decided we really needed a place that would focus on Newfoundland plants, both the horticultural garden variety as well as our native plants. So really it's a place for plants, for people, and the Newfoundland ecology. We started off with a badly damaged site. This area had been used for research, this area had been settled, there was even a sawmill here. And the whole area had burned to the ground in the early 1960s. So we inherited a site that did not look like this at all. And step number one, besides cleaning up debris and buried garbage, was to actually start making our own soil. Because back in 1971, there was no real good sources of good, organic, rich garden soil. We are called the Rock for a reason, especially here on the Avalon Peninsula. We're great for drainage, but there's not a lot of rich soil to use. So we started right away by composting. Composting really is based on a natural process, but because we're manipulating it, there are a few things we should and shouldn't do. But in nature, everything that was once alive, when it dies, will break down and rot and return to the soil. So in our own back gardens, we don't want that happening. We need to contain it and control it and prevent certain problems from happening. So when we compost, we add things. Typically, if you're backyard composting, you're adding some things from your kitchen. So your vegetable scraps, your fruit peelings, eggshells, and then of course we call those the greens. And that's anything fresh and full of nitrogen. So even when you first mow your lawn, if you want to rake that up, that's a source of green, a source of nitrogen. You want to balance that, because in nature this would really happen, with a source of browns or carbon. And a really easy source of browns for most of us is paper. So in my own backyard, we collect our fall leaves every year and store them. And then every time I take a bucket of the greens from my kitchen, I dump it into my bin, and then I take approximately an equal amount or slightly less of browns and layer it. And we found, following that recipe for the home composter, things work out actually fairly well. It keeps enough air, keeps enough moisture, which is what you want, because a compost is a kind of a living, breathing system. You need a few critters in there, so things like red wiggler worms or insects from the ground. I often will take a shovel full of soil and add that, even mold. You want things that are going to naturally break things down. And as the process continues throughout the summer, eventually what comes out of the bottom of your compost pile is compost. So when you want to harvest your compost, you can basically get a screen, put it on your wheelbarrow, put your compost through the screen. What comes through the screen is compost. What doesn't come through the screen, you put back into the compost pile. While we do use a lot of our kitchen scraps, we're careful what we do and do not compost. We won't put meat in the compost, even though it will break down, but it's going to attract rodents, it's going to attract flies, it's going to smell bad. So we're trying to make the compost bin as least attractive to vermin as we can. And you can compost very successfully without having rodent issues, without having fly issues. Part of it is, of course, banking. Every time you add the fresh greens, you bank it with the browns, whether it's paper or leaves. That cuts down on the attraction, the smell. You always have a lid on your compost bin. And if you do have rodents in the area, we find using a wire underneath, a wire grid, will prevent the rodents from getting into your compost pile. But we found that really the best way is to be continuously using your compost bin. Don't move it to the corner of the garden. Have it out where you're going to use it. There's many benefits. And of course, for your garden, this stuff, you cannot beat it. It is the best thing to add to your garden, bar none. It's just like us eating a healthy diet. If you're adding compost as an additive, mixing it in and allowing your plants to grow with that, they will be healthier, they'll be able to fight disease, they'll be able to fight drought because it's actually constructing a soil that allows it to retain moisture. It creates the air spaces, so it really is like the best diet for your plants, bar none. We encourage everyone to try composting, and I learned how to compost when I first graduated from Memorial. I got my first apartment, I made tons of mistakes, but I learned. Now there's a little bit more information out, so on the MUN Botanical Garden website, if you visit the gardening and composting section of our website, we have a whole area of both written information about composting here in Newfoundland. It was written by us for here. We have a big section on vermicomposting, which is worm composting inside your house in a tub. which is another option, and that's really cool. People just need to visit our website, www.mun.ca/botgarden, and there's a schedule there of the free workshops that we're doing, just 1 hour, and you can come in and sit in on that. And of course, you can just give us a call, drop us an email. We do love to answer anybody's composting questions. And we have a little compost demonstration garden as well that you can come and look at the different bins. And we also have a little brochure that's online and available here as well that people can read the information. I do encourage everyone to try composting. There is a little bit of information that you need. There's a few rules that we suggest you try to live by, and then give it a go.
Well, that's it for our very first episode of EcoVision. Catch us next time for more green talk on everything from Teslas to topsoil. Before we go though, we thought we'd leave you with a little message from some fluffy friends we met throughout the summer. Thanks for joining us today in being a part of the change.